Welcome in everybody to this special video from LumberJillville where we're going to talk about the most recent figure reveals from February of 2022. And I'm joined here by the illustrious Mayor Aaron of LumberJillville. How's it going, Mayor?
That's right. I'm doing good. I'm excited to go over these images here with you and see what your thoughts are.
Absolutely. I was looking through these as I was making this very shabby presentation, and I'm quite excited for some of them.
Absolutely.
All right, so why don't we go ahead and kick us off with the one that everybody's seeing right now?
So we're going to start off with Elite 94 Stephanie McMahon. Now, I really wanted to go over the two women's figure reveals that we saw first because I had a very strong opinion when I initially saw all the reveals and saw the two females that they had announced. I was very upset, very mad because I'm all about the new generation of female wrestlers, like Sasha Banks, Bayley, the Four Horsewomen. That's where it started for me. I know there were plenty in the past like Trish and Lita, but for me, women's wrestling became what it is because the Four Horsewomen. So it's hard to go back before then, right? It's hard to go back to the late 90s and early 2000s because it was a pretty bad time as far as women's wrestling goes, with the exceptions of Lita and Trish and whatnot. But it's a very dark time. And when I saw these images, I was very like, are you kidding me? Like, we get all these legends figures, and the two women we get is Stephanie McMahon Helmsley, okay, from the period of time where she kind of got the women's championship by I think Tori interfered and she had a couple matches, and then Stacy Keibler we'll talk about next. But the Stephanie, I have to say, I had to change her heart because I'm all about positivity and love and LumberJillville. And I'll be honest with you, dude, I'm excited for the Stephanie because even though she wasn't exactly a trained wrestler at the time, if you go back, she actually wore this for a few month period at the time, and she was taking bumps. She was out there taking it seriously. So you know what? I'm excited for this figure. I know we got it in Jack's form, but this is the first Elite in this form, and I'm pretty darn excited. I'm going to pre-order about 3 of them.
Yeah, I have a special place in my heart for Stephanie McMahon, from our days of LJV Surge. She was the first member of the brokerage. But no, I like this figure. It seems like a pretty good face scan too, and you know how I'm a face scan snob.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm kind of partial to the old women's championship belt. It's just kind of nostalgia there, right?
I agree, dude. I 100%. But when I saw that, the first thing I thought was we need an Elite Sable. We need an Elite Jacqueline. But no, I love seeing that title whenever it's included. And this is a pretty important part of women's wrestling history. So that's why I've come to terms with it. And I'm actually really excited. So I had a change of heart.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think it looks great. I like the soft goods t-shirt. It's funny the SMH over the years has become shaking my head, but it actually stands for Stephanie McMahon Helmsley. So
I got to be honest, I didn't watch WWE during this time period, so I didn't really know what the SMH meant. I knew it was Stephanie McMahon, but I didn't realize the H was for the Helmsley. So
yeah, exactly. But it's a part of history, so I'm excited for this. I can't wait. I'm going to pre-order multiple of these. I can't wait.
Absolutely.
All right. So let's talk about Legends 15 Stacy Keibler. Okay. My first impressions, once again, were pretty negative. I'm thinking, oh my God, these women have fought so hard over the years to be seen as these professional wrestlers that are on the same level, if not above the men in the company, and they work their butts off. And here we get the Miss Hancock gimmick from WCW, which was a very sexualized, obviously, kind of tongue-in-cheek, I call it immature pervy joke gimmick. And that bothered me because I'm like, are you kidding me? I actually had a fantasy elite lineup that had Stacy Keibler in it in her Dudley attire with the camo. I thought that'd be pretty cool. But once again, even though I had very strong a reaction when I first saw it, thinking, why are we getting a Miss Hancock? Because that's what it is. It could say Stacy Keibler all at once on the box, but this is her WCW character, I guess you could say. But you know what? Had a change of heart because this is a part of women's wrestling history. As much as we don't have to like it, it's a part of the history. Stacy's never gotten a Mattel figure, so good for her. Even though she really didn't do much to develop women's wrestling, she was a part of its history, and that's why I'm okay with this now.
So, funny story. I during work today on my lunch break, I was throwing this together real fast. And when I came across these pictures and throwing them into the PowerPoint, I tried to get these done as fast as possible because I did not want anybody to see this on my computer screen while I was at work. It would have been bad. So I I feel where you're coming from, man. I actually like the fact that they're including a woman in the Legends line. At least these
Yes.
most recent Legends lines, right? Because I don't think we've had a woman yet in the Legends
No,
line,
we're
right?
getting a China in, I believe, series 14 that's before this one that's not
Oh,
out
okay.
yet. I think it's
Okay.
14. China will be in it.
Yeah.
But you know what? There's a lot of positives, dude. Like you said, there's a lot of positives to take, and that's what I'm going to focus on. But look at this figure and tell me that doesn't fit in LumberJillville or with the Treasurer. I mean, it's a snazzy looking figure. Might have to be a character
Yeah.
in LumberJillville in the future.
I think I might need to lengthen the skirt a little bit on it, but other than that, it looks great.
Yeah, and that's what they try to go for with the legs thing.
I
That's what
know.
she was known for. Yeah, it's kind of like, but you know what? We're
Yeah.
getting a Stacy Keebler. I still, in my gut, I'm a little bothered by this, honestly. But
Yeah.
it's cool that we're getting it. What sucks is it's in the Legends line, which I've not had much luck with. So finding it in the store is going to be a joke. I'm going to end up having to spend like $70 to get this thing on eBay to review it. So I'm
Yeah,
hoping to get
absolutely.
multiple. I'm going to send you out to Targets and look for me because
Will do.
I'm going to need at least a couple of these for sure. But I'm happy we're getting a part of women's wrestling history here. I think she'd fit right into LumberJillville as a character, like Homer Alexa.
Agreed. Agreed.
So that was it for the women's figure reveals.
Yeah.
But did you want to? Sorry, I cut you off. I'm all fired
No,
up.
I didn't have anything else to say. I moved on to the next slide.
So now we got Elite 94. Now remember that Stephanie McMahon is included. Now, what I understand, Treasure, is this is the SummerSlam wave. So, you know,
Okay.
that really cool orange box Carmella I have, or the
Mhm.
year before that, that Bray Wyatt that me and you both got, the Fiend. The
Yep.
SummerSlam wave is always cool with packaging. So this is the SummerSlam wave, which is a little intriguing because I think some of these superstars haven't even wrestled at a SummerSlam, so I don't know what they're
Mhm.
going with. Now, this look right here of Bret Hart in the pink tights, I believe the IC title, which looks really huge.
I
And
was thinking
then
that too.
just wait till you see this dude's forehead. Just wait till you see
Yeah.
what they did with his hair. But this is the
Yeah.
regular version as far as I know. And I don't know if this is from the SummerSlam 92 where he wrestled Davey Boy that we'll get to later. But either way, it's a cool looking Bret Hart. I mean, I think we've gotten Bret too many times. I know he's a seller and people love him and stuff, but how many Brets do we need in the same attire?
Agreed.
I know people
Though
are going to say, but
he didn't really have much of a variation of attire, did he?
no, not really, but that's what I'm saying. We did pretty much everything. Now I know certain people, like
Oh, I
historians,
get
are
what
going to
you're
be like,
saying.
"Well, this attire right here actually has a half pink piping and half of it's a dark pink." Like, I don't care. You know, it's
Mhm.
close enough. We've gotten tons of Bretts. Um, the sunglasses look good, but yeah, I love Bret Hart too. Fun fact: I
Yeah.
actually met Bret Hart. I have a picture with him. I love it. But at this point, it's like, okay, and they're really dropping the ball with his likeness. So let's move on to the next slide.
Sure.
Yeah. So let me ask your thoughts on this
Yeah.
Chase variant. Now, the Chase is just flip flop, the pink top, black bottom. I actually think this looks more like the early 90s that I remember, Brett. But
Mhm.
what do you
Yep.
think about that old hairline in that face?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely got, a 5 head up there. I mean, it's
Hmm.
pretty bad. That doesn't look anything like him.
Yeah.
Again, that title looks gigantic.
Yeah. And that's one thing that it's bizarre because with the men's figures, a lot of times the titles, they look right. But the IC title has always been oversized in a way. Um,
Mhm.
But with the Brett, you know, everyone spoke up with the Bretts because we got so many Bretts with the hair down in the face. Remember that? Like that WCW
Mhm.
2-pack
Yep.
with Goldberg. And a
Yep.
lot of people were like, get the hair out of his face, including me. It's like, dude, what are we doing here? Get the hair out of his face. And it's almost like, oh, okay, you want the hair out of the face? They got the clippers and they just, you know what I mean? Like, we'll
Yeah.
see the finished product. I mean, obviously, these aren't the final product or anything, but I love Bret Hart. And yeah, I actually think I prefer the Chase over the regular version, but at some point
Yeah.
it's like, when are they going to get his likeness down for such a legendary superstar?
No, I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You wanna move on to the next one?
Yeah, let's move on. All
This
right, so
this is
moving
sweet.
on. Yeah, this figure looks insane. Now, this is Davey Boy Smith. This is a collector's edition. However, from what I heard, this collector's edition isn't going to be exclusive to Target, isn't going to be exclusive to Walmart. it's actually going to be one per case. So it's going to kind of be like a chase, right? If that makes sense.
Mhm.
So it might be a
Sure.
little harder to find than the Brett Chase, but it should be available at Walmart, Target, and even Ringside Collectibles, I think, is going to get them, which is going to be interesting to see what they charge on them because their prices have been
Oh,
going up.
it'll be
Um,
astronomical.
yeah. So I have to say, I think this is from that SummerSlam 92 match where Brett carried him. If I'm wrong with the stats, I'm so sorry. I'm not much of a historian. I absolutely love wrestling and stuff, but I know I'm not a
Yeah.
historian, so I
Let
apologize.
let
But
us know in the comments if what this is actually from. So
yeah, if Marin's full of crap, but I believe it's from SummerSlam '92 where he took on Brett, and it's a very memorable match because he was coming off of a drug high, and Brett had to carry him through the
mhm.
match, and you would never know by watching
Yeah.
it. So it's kind of where Brett solidified himself as one of the best ever. Now, this figure, they did one kind of like this before in one of the early Elite lines, but the British flag is like a rubber material or like, the cheap plastic material. But here we get a soft goods looking flag, dude. What do you think on this figure?
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. I love the soft goods. I love how it has the little elastic so you can put it around his wrists and like he's holding it
Yeah.
like a cape. It's awesome. I think this one is one that if I find I'm definitely going to get.
Oh, yeah. And I know some people were saying that the face looks more like his son, Harry Smith, and it does. I can't unsee it.
Yeah, I guess I'd have to see a picture of his son, but I think it looks just like him. I think that's a good
Yeah.
face scan.
Yeah. I mean, his son looks just
Yeah,
like him too, but it's kind of funny. It's like, wait a sec. But yeah, so that'll be
yeah,
a pretty desirable figure for a lot of collectors, including the Treasure.
yeah, absolutely.
All right. All right. So we're just gonna say this. I'm gonna say this real quick. This figure looks BA, man. It looks amazing,
Yep,
but it's Mace.
yep.
I mean, it's they begrudgingly have decided to put like almost every member of Retribution in the Elite line. And like the Mia Yim or the Reckoning was an amazing figure, but it was kind of like, oh, why couldn't we get a Mia Yim Elite instead? But it was a pretty amazing looking figure. And I'll be honest, dude, this looks like a amazing looking figure too. This looks unreal. I mean, with the crappy
Hmm.
character gimmick aside, this looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, he's the one that kind of was mimicking the Predator, correct?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's got
Yeah,
like the
because that's
hair
what the
that.
the long hair and the mask kind of. Honestly, I think it's a pretty cool figure. But this was one
Yeah.
of those that when I was talking to you, I was like, "Who's that guy with the mask?" And I don't know who that is.
It,
So you're
and
like,
I said
"It's either
T-Bar, I
T-Bar or
think
Mace."
maybe. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
T-Bar or Mace. And yeah, I said, I don't know, man. But it's
yeah,
Mace. But I have to say, it's going to be interesting once you get all the Retribution elites together. I want to see someone do that. I probably won't get them all, but if someone can take a picture on social media with all of the Retribution elites, I mean, they all look pretty darn cool.
yeah. No, this is a cool
So
figure. This is a very cool figure.
it's almost sad because I think he's
Yeah,
still with the company, but still, it's like this gimmick. He might still be running with it, but the Retribution Mace, oh.
yeah.
So yeah, it's nice that they put this much effort into the Retribution, but we can't even get a robe for Charlotte Flair and her elite. Anyway,
Moving on.
all right, we're going into the Legends line, right up the Treasurer's alley at one
Oh
time
yeah,
at least, right?
yeah,
Now on the left we have that NWO Wolfpack Luger. I want it. I want it
yeah. That's pretty sweet.
because
I.
that's right at the peak of when the Treasurer and I were watching WCW.
Oh
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah. That
And it
was.
looks just like him.
That's an awesome one. Yeah.
It's a must have for me, and I'm not big on the legends really. I'm not big on the men's figures, but that brings back nostalgia for me. Although I don't remember him having black and red boots. I just remember him always having white boots. That's kind of an interesting choice. I wish he had the white boots here.
Hmm.
And then on the right,
Yeah.
it's the
Well, in the
Chase, and
Chase variant, though, he does.
yeah, he does exactly. But then he's
Sorry,
got
I
the
think we're having
orange.
a little bit of a delay when I'm speaking.
Oh, that's okay. But with the Chase, yeah, he's got
Yeah.
the orange tights. And it's more of like I don't know what time era. It's before the Wolfpack. It's like his older day look. So I think what's gonna happen is both heads are gonna come with both Lugers, if that makes sense, because the chases have to have like the same tooling as the regular. But I know a lot of people are excited about that. I'm just not too familiar with that time period of Lex.
Yeah, I'm definitely a big fan of these both.
Yeah. Pretty BA. I love that NWO Luger, though. I love it. All right. X-Pac here to round out the DX military. This will be another picture that'll be cool when you get all the DX military. I mean, that'll be all over Instagram, I'm pretty sure, when they all come out. Just like when Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy came out, and I was like, here we go. Everyone's going to put Jungle Boy on Luchasaurus' shoulders. There it is. There it is. There it is. And that's okay. It's fun. But yeah, I think the X-Pac in the army gear looks cool. And I like the ring attire better, actually.
Is this the same figure, or is this two different figures?
It's the same figure, yeah. So he's got all that ring gears underneath all the soft goods. I mean, he
Yeah,
comes
that's
with a
awesome.
lot of soft goods,
Yeah.
dude. Actually, if I got this X-Pac, I would 1000% display it in the ring attire, because that's kind of the X-Pac I remember choosing on all the WWE games and stuff.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I like that one. I would definitely try to pick that up. All right. So you want to move on to the WWE? Listen, you are the host here. Why don't you roll this in? No one wants to hear my annoying nasally voice. So why don't you roll us in here with this?
Well, so hopefully I'm not having a delay here, but so this next line is the WWE Superstar line. It looks like it's going to be a Walmart exclusive. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
No, you're right.
there's actually 4 in this line. We'll go through each one of them individually, but this is just kind of an overview, a little bit about what the packaging looks like. So these are, correct me if I'm wrong, Mary Aaron, are these based off of the Remco figures?
Yes, these are like a love letter.
Yeah, I kind of like them. I like how they have the joints and the elbows, because I love the
Oh
looks of
yeah,
the Remco
yeah.
figures.
Well, this is series 2 as well. Series 1 was the
Okay.
Ric Flair, Hogan, Bray Wyatt, and the top hat. Do you remember those? I think they're starting to hit
Yes.
stores. I haven't seen them.
Yes.
But I don't think we were crazy about really any of those in the first line. But this line looks pretty
No.
neat, man. But absolutely a
Yeah.
love letter to those Remcos.
Yeah, that's awesome. But here we'll go down through them individually. So the first one we got is Shawn Michaels. What do you think of that one, man?
That looks cool. I mean,
Yeah.
realistically, I probably won't get any of these. I don't think they'll really fit in my collection anywhere. Like I said, I'm very frugal with which men I add to my men's shelf in my collection, and these just
Mhm.
don't fit. It's going to be like my Bull Nakano Cella that my daughter is convinced it's like a 10-year-old girl action figure, but I'm like, no, that's strong woman grown. It just doesn't fit in my collection.
Yeah.
And these won't either, but I
Yeah.
still, if I see them, I'm going to give them a salute and say, you guys are cool. I'm really, and look at that IC title. It's like a
Agreed.
blue.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. And then we got Kevin Nash here.
Oh yeah, we got big sexy Kevin
Yeah.
Nash with the tag championship, and we can't have Kevin Nash
Mm.
without Scott Hall, baby.
uh, Scott Hall.
So
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
we
loving
got
that.
the the treasure, Scott Hall, woohoo! And then the one that's
Yeah.
gonna
And
be
then
hard to find.
yep. Yeah, I would be tempted to get the Ultimate Warrior. That is a pretty cool Ultimate Warrior.
It's
It
neat.
kind of like reminds me a little bit of the Hasbro's, and obviously I have the one Remco, the Larry Zbyszko that came with Ric Flair. I
Yes.
definitely like them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely a cool
So
style.
yeah. Okay. Do you have anything else on this one, man, or do you want me to move on?
No, I know the back of the jacket has a lot of artwork, and there were pictures of that, but I wanted to keep it simple. And I got all of these photos on WWE.com, everybody. So I'll credit that in the description.
Absolutely.
All right, so this is a line I have a lot to talk about here. This is the Ruthless Aggression Walmart exclusive Elite line. Now, if you remember, Trej, when I was collecting figures and I was hiding it from you and everybody else in my life, okay, in the early 2000s, Ruthless Aggression was the line that I loved. And that really
Hmm.
solidified me as a wrestling figure collector. In Series 1 in particular, the Brock Lesnar was probably the first one I picked up in that Ruthless Aggression style body. And I still have it to this day, MOC. I'll never sell it. You know, I'm not a huge Brock Lesnar fan, but that figure to me, something about it was just awesome. And these are basically love letters to those Ruthless Aggression figures. And the reasoning is obviously this is exactly what that Ruthless Aggression figure looked like in that Series 1. It didn't come with the title though. But either way, what I heard is the figures in this line are going to come with the accessories that the Ruthless Aggression line accessories came with. So I'm hoping the packaging is pretty similar. to the old Ruthless Aggression line. I'd go run and get the Brock if I had a minute, but
I got to be honest. I'm kind of excited for the fact that they're not going to come with 1,000 sets of hands. I might even be interested in these ones.
yeah, hopefully not. But
Yeah.
this Brock, it's awesome. And then who else we have is this was Ruthless Aggression Series 2. I also have this figure MOC.
Yeah.
And the Ruthless Aggression figure came with like a lamp or something. And I think this one's going to come with a lamp.
Oh, that's cool. That's
So,
cool.
hey, you're going to hate me. Talk about it. I'm going to go grab them real quick.
And Mayor Aaron's back. So let's see what he brought from his treasure
I'm
trove of
back.
goodies.
Are we able to go back a couple slides to that Brock?
Yeah.
So this is the Ruthless Aggression Series 1 Brock Lesnar. And that's what this is going to be based off of. It looks just like it, which is pretty cool. And it comes with the table, so I wonder if this one's going to come with the table. But to me, it's one of the best figures I think ever produced by Jakks. It's just spot on. It looks just like him and everything.
Yeah.
Whew. And then next slide, Batista in the gold and red trunks, if you can tell with the lighting there. And yeah, he comes with a lamp, and it sounds like that one that we're looking at, the Elite, is going to come with a lamp as well.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so that's kind of what they're based off of. And this Shawn Michaels, I don't know exactly what Ruthless Aggression line it's from, but this is definitely that time period. You know, the early 2000s Shawn Michaels, it's definitely this time period.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for this line.
I made mention that Craig's probably going to be extremely happy, our friend over at the EWO, for this, basically all these figure reveals. Because I think there's a total of 3 Shawn Michaels we're going to talk about.
Yeah, and there's news that the old Ultimate Edition Shawn Michaels, that was very hard to come by. It's very expensive. It's getting a re-release.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah, and Lesnar, I think it is. But yeah, this is from probably one of the Ruthless Aggression lines, but I can't wait to see the packaging. I need the Brock and the Batista. I can't wait.
Well, let's move on down here. I think, oh yeah, this next one I'm excited about.
So this is the Ringside exclusive Hollywood Hogan. Now it's with his short-lived time with the NWO Wolfpack here. I want to say toward the end of 99, early 2000s, toward the end of his time with the company. But as you can see, that WCW Big Gold has the red spray paint on it, which actually looks really cool. And this figure in general looks pretty cool. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Hogan, needless to say, but
yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Hogan, but this brings me back to the WCW days, so I'm excited to see it, and I'm happy for anybody else that's happy that they're getting it. So,
oh yeah, and I'm excited to see the packaging. It'll be cool packaging.
And please disregard the writing on the right side of the screen. It is a Ringside exclusive, not a Walmart exclusive.
Oh yes,
so
yes.
I do want to clear that up. That's a typo error on my part.
Yes, Ringside Collectibles exclusive. So I think it's up for pre-order at the time of this video release. So make sure to head on over and check it out if that's what you're looking for. Look at this right here.
This is probably one of the coolest ones in this whole list here.
Yes.
I'm not a huge fan of the Ultimates just because again, unless you're gonna display them MOC, what are you gonna do with all those accessories? But if I was an Ultimate collector, this would be the number one find here because that face scan's awesome. That is quintessential Shawn Michaels right there.
Yes, and there were other images that I should have included, but that's okay. This gives you a good look at all the accessories. Something that it might be hard to notice, I didn't notice until I was looking close, that he has earrings now.
Yeah.
It's probably like the Bianca Belair, where Bianca had a couple holes that the earrings went in, so it might be like that. How cool is that, dude?
That's awesome.
Now, the one thing, that hat, it's supposed to look like that, that police hat he used to wear looking thing, but Mattel can't do hats. I don't know. They just can't. Hats always look stupid, so I don't. It looks like Santa's sack of toys upside down on his head.
It does. It kind of looks like that, but I wasn't gonna dog it.
Yeah, I'm dogging it all day. But the chaps are like a soft goods. Now, what's cool when you see all this attention to detail, molding, and accessories on the entrance attire, he might not have a whole lot of BS accessories, so that might be a good thing.
That would be good. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so it's going to be cool, but the Amazon exclusive have been a nightmare for anyone that's been involved. Luckily, there hasn't been any female Amazon exclusives, except for the Fan Takeover Shayna, but man, Amazon has been rough.
Yep.
So let's move on to Ultimate Edition 13 Hulk Hogan. I know a lot of people are excited for this one here.
Mhm.
What do you think?
It's old school Hogan. I like the face scan on it. I mean, it definitely makes him look younger. I, but again, like you, I'm not a huge Hogan fan. I do like what belt is that? Do you know? Is that like the old
I
AWA belt or something like that?
yeah, I don't know. I'm not very good at history.
Yeah, I'm not either, but I know that's an older belt. Somebody in the comments will tell us what it is. But no, it's a cool Hogan. That reminds me of the Hogan from Rocky 3, Thunder Lips. So I'm happy.
It really does. And it's hard to tell in these images, but from what I saw, the face scan, it's pretty good. I've been very critical of Hogan's face scan. I feel like the NWO Hollywood Ultimate people loved. I thought those face scans looked so terrible and dumb, but nobody looked at them. They're like, "Oh, this is the best figure ever." No, the face scans sucked, in my opinion. These look good.
Yeah.
But like I said,
Yep.
huge pass for me because it is Hogan, but it looks like Hogan. Looks like a hot
Yeah.
dog wearing red and yellow.
Horrible.
Then Mr. T, I think this is Mr. T's WrestleMania 1 look that everyone has really wanted. When they came out with that Ultimate Edition, Comic Con exclusive 2 years ago, he was in blue. Do you remember that one?
Mhm.
He was in like
Yep.
blue bottoms, and people were like, why is he not in red? We need that. And that's because they must have had plans down the road. I'm going to say they really are milking all that they can out of this Mr. T license. And I get it because maybe it's a short period of time, but there's no way that a celebrity like Mr. T should have so many figures and merchandise in a short period of time when some WWE superstars haven't even gotten any. I get that it might sell because of the nostalgia alone, and it
Mhm.
probably will sell because of then, but I'm Mr. T'd out, bro. Like, no,
I
thank
agree.
you. This is like his fourth figure or third figure. He's at Funko Pops, and I mean, this is
Yep.
the second Ultimate, I believe. Like, I hope that license is expired soon. I'm just gonna say it. Like, but it looks cool for what it is, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yep.
Not my thing. I don't think I was born yet.
Yeah, I agree. So let's move down into the basics.
All right, so if you're like me and the treasurer and you miss your pegs at Walmart being occupied by something other than Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns, here's your answer. Basic 130 AJ Styles, baby.
It's kind of refreshing to see this again.
I miss AJ. I've missed
Yeah.
him. And I'm
I
not
agree.
kidding. The treasurer and I talk about this on the reg
I agree.
because like at least when he wore the pegs, he had colorful attire, whereas the Roman and Drew, they're the most boring figures.
Mhm. Completely
But
agree.
this AJ, we'll see you soon, AJ. We'll see you on the peg soon,
Oh,
buddy. You know what I
we'll
mean?
see we'll see boring here in 2 slides, I think it is.
Oh gosh.
So, the next basic, John Cena.
John Cena, yeah, it's weird. It's weird because John Cena doesn't wear shirts like he doesn't wear tight muscle shirts. He wears
Yeah.
baggy shirts. Now, obviously, with the basics, they have to be like, whatever.
Yep.
The only thing I would do with this figure is get acetone and remove that belt so it has the champ is here and it's pointing down. That's all I got to say about that.
That's awesome. And then the
Yeah.
most boring figure on this entire list.
Oh, I almost want to get this. Not. No, I
Get it
don't. It
almost. You
looks
almost
stupid.
wanna get it?
It looks dumb. I commented on Ringside's post and said the only way I'm buying this is if it comes with a talking feature that says this is my house. A lot of people like
Exactly.
that. But yeah, so it looks like some reused parts from Braun Strowman, his weird t-shirt basic in the midsection, at least the torso. The arms,
Yep.
I don't know where those little arms came from, and the legs I'm sure are different because they're longer. Um, yeah, to me, this is a waste of plastic. I mean, I've heard people talking about it, saying that they're excited. Is anyone really excited for this? Let us know in the comments. Is anyone actually excited to get the least athletic professional wrestler since the Great Khali in figure form? Is anyone excited for this? Or you know what I
Look, I
mean?
will
Like
say,
I'm curious.
yo, 100%. And I'll say, at least if they make this, he better be bigger than the other ones, taller than the other ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
At least do
and
it
the
the right
MOC
way. But
I agree, dude. And the MOC images made it look pretty big, but I'm gonna have to see someone do a comparison with this one and the Great Khali basic that came out years ago and
mhm.
see. But either way, dude, like I know I don't know anyone that's excited for this. I've heard people talking like, oh yeah, I know a lot of people are gonna be excited for this, but I don't know a single person. I'm sure they're out there, but I don't I just don't get it. I think some people like that whole late 80s, early 90s big man, no athletic ability, big power, but I don't buy that. I like the
I agree.
athleticism in the ring. So
I agree, and I
uh
don't want him. I don't want him on my computer screen anymore. I'm moving down.
move on, please. All right, now here's John Cena and The Rock when they went on a date this Valentine's Day. As you can see, they're holding hands, they're celebrating.
Neither one looks like John Cena or The Rock. That does not look like John Cena, and
Oh my
the only
gosh, you're
thing
right.
distinguishable on The Rock is the eyebrow lift.
Look at the Cena. It looks like Frankenstein's
Oh, it's
monster.
horrible.
So the one thing I
Wow.
am going to say now, obviously toys are for kids. They have a market for collectors. These rings and basics that come with it, they're targeted for kids. So that's cool that they're getting
Mhm,
2 figures of 2 big superstars. And I'm going to be honest, this ring, I kind of want to pick it up because the white ropes and the white um
mhm.
bars, corner bars, whatever you call those. Why can't I think of what the ring post? The white ring post, the white ropes. I think that could be a converted LJV ring
Sure,
if I don't put the stickers on.
absolutely.
So I'm scoping it out, but that's good for kids to get a ring like that. Now I can't wait to see this next one. I want you to tell me something. So this looks like caption this type thing, right? Like caption
Yeah,
what's going on here, because this is so bizarre.
yeah.
So
This is weird.
this is the stunt action ring. So like the stunt action motorcycle, the Big E on the ATV. I don't know if you've seen that in stores. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. But it's like the things that break and crash. And this comes with a chair, a table, a ring, a ladder, a Lashley, a Drew
Lashley.
McIntyre, and a motorcycle. And yeah, this is awesome for kids. This is 100%. If I was a kid, dude, I would want this for Christmas. I think this makes me smile just seeing everything going on here, because like the ring I had as a kid was the stunt action WWF ring with like the
Mhm,
launchers. And
mhm.
it's just cool to have extra accessories that come with the ring. So
Yeah.
I think this
Yeah,
looks cool for the kids, man.
yeah, if I was a kid, this would be something I would definitely want just because, the breakable table, all that stuff, this would be a cool play set to play with, so I'm with you there.
Absolutely. So I this looks like a lot of fun, but I love this photo. This photo I want to get like printed out and framed on my wall, because this is like so funny. Like, what is going on here? We got Drew in his underwear on a motorcycle. We got Bobby Lashley on a small ladder. You know what I mean? Like, what?
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right. So from the
Yeah,
reveals treasure, what is your either most exciting one that you saw, or the one you're most looking forward to?
sure. So I think the most exciting out of all of them is that Ultimate Shawn Michaels. I think that they've done a
Mm,
great job with that. I mean, I know you dog the hat, but it's I'm sure it's tough to make the hats, and what I've dogged
yeah,
them
I
before in the
know.
past, I guess too.
I
But
know.
I mean, that Ultimate Shawn Michaels looks awesome, and
Mm.
aside from that, that Lex Luger, mwah, you know what I
Yes.
mean? Mwah, Lex Luger. So
I s-
I'm definitely looking forward to those. And then those Remcos, those WWE superstars. I love those as well.
yeah, those will be interesting. They should be popping up. I know people have gotten pre-orders from Walmart.com, I think. So they should be popping up in stores. I'll let you know if I come across any. Um,
Yeah.
but
What
yeah,
about you?
I'm
What are you
I'm
looking forward to?
so obviously